my friends. This is Kathleen from Be Again Books, and I'm glad to be here with you today. I've got a tag template for you. I've got some pretty tags. I am making a couple of journals for Christmas. I'm making a pretty gold journal. I have this idea for what I wanted. Actually, this is what inspired it. This beautiful calendar image from a calendar my friend gave me. And so I wanted to do gold, and I have searched my stash and found only a couple of pieces of paper that I think will be good, but I'm not enough yet, and I'm having a hard time putting this together because for some reason my stash doesn't have a lot of gold Christmas images, but it'll come together eventually. I've been, looking and looking, so it'll come. But I wanted to do some tags because I kind of just wanted to keep a momentum going. I'm having issues, like I always do now with my health, but I find that if I stop, I just have a hard time getting back into it. So I'm kind of pushing myself, and thought I would do this pretty trio of tags. And so while I did that, I thought, well, I may as well kind of try to make a template, which I have done. And this is the sketch. So you have just a regular tag background of some kind. And then you have a contrasting. So either a neutral or a dark rectangular piece. So a block that goes on top of the tag. Then we have a horizontal strip to kind of break up all those vertical lines. And then obviously we need a curvy line. So that's represented by this circle, but it doesn't have to be a circle, just not more rectangular lines. So I'm calling this the block and band. It's actually number 16 tag template. I have a playlist in case you didn't know. So I'll refer you to all of the other 15 tag templates if you need an idea for how to put together a good design for a tag. But that's what this one looks like. So this is pretty much a copy of the template. So I've got this background image that's quite neutral. So I needed a darker block because you want it to stand out. If I had put a neutral on there, it would be too white-ish. So I've used this vintage check, First National Bank from the 1940s. And I liked the way that the machine punch makes it look like snowflakes, I think. Maybe that's just my overactive imagination. Then I've just used the horizontal, a piece of washi tape, and the focal point here is this beautiful little white poinsettia. Okay, so this is the next one. This is very much the template, but I have turned it upside down and done the mirror. So you can see that here's the block. Again, this is a pretty wallpaper that I got from a friend of mine, a bunch of wallpaper, and I've used this beautiful, this is a recycled greeting card that I have sanded a little on the edges, scratched it up a little. And then I have this gold washi tape, the focal point, which is not the focal point because of hierarchy, but I've put it behind the band, this little die cut swirl. And then the focal point, other than this, obviously, I think is the focal point, but because of the hierarchy, this symbol of Christmas is the uppermost layer. Yeah, but I think that turned out well. So these both will look pretty in my gold journal. And then this could be Christmas, or it could just be, you know, in a vintage journal, but I've used this printed background. Now you can see that I have this neutral block dictionary page, and this is also quite neutral. And what I've done is I've flipped it on its side and put the band going down. So it's another vertical line. So I have lots of vertical going in this one. But you can see how this becomes really neutral. And maybe you like that. And I think it's okay. This becomes the real focal point here, this flat flower center, lace flower with these button and bead center. And it's just very quiet, right? Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. But what I want you to see is that the template can be, you know, adjusted to create variety, so that I don't have 3 tags that look all the same. But there's my pretty tag trio for my journal, and I want to make a couple different ones with you today. So let's put these aside, and I think I will go ahead and make one more gold. I've got a couple of other tags that, you know, I have ready, and then I've got some other vintage patterns. But this one, I had this in my scrap box, and so I thought that it would be pretty, and it doesn't have to go in the Christmas unless I put something Christmas on it. So again, this is a pretty wallpaper, and it has a, you know, kind of this pattern. It's very subtle. But because I'm going to glue onto this wallpaper, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac, because glue stick is not going to hold on that plasticky wallpaper. So, okay, so that's the first step, is to put the block onto the foundation. And for me, this pomegranate is going to act as that circular piece, or that yeah, I know it's printed on there, it's not 3D, but that's going to be that focal point. I think it is a focal point. And so now what I need is the horizontal band, and I think this came from the calendar. It was a little scrap of gold, and I think I'm going to use that right here. But I think that I'm going to put a little bit of a ribbon end on it. Again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. I'm going to smear that. And make sure that's straight. So that's a very subtle bend. trim it off. Okay, now what to put on top. And I think that I cut these out of a Christmas book. And I think maybe I will. Oh, no, that's too long. All right, let's see. What have I got here? Oh, yeah. I was thinking maybe using this crown. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Maybe I will put down another. Yeah, I think I will. I have this pretty gold washi tape. I think I'll put another strip across there. This is a slick paper too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do this again, Fabri-Tac, because I don't trust that that will stay. Okay, so we'll just come across like that. Yeah. And then we'll put that crown on top. On this tag too, I didn't have any sparkly paper, but I did have in my Christmas stash, I had some of these gold tags, to from tags, and that's what I've used to die cut these designs. And so let me see if I can get the backing off. Right there. That's very subtle until the light hits it. So this seems to me to kind of need something, really, but I'm thinking that it's gonna look better if I put, you know, the topper on it. So let's, yeah, that's better. Let me see how the other one looks. I think I like this one. Actually, over here I have a bunch of stuff. Let me see what I think of this. Oh, I don't know. I can't decide. What else have I got over here? Oh, we got a gold ribbon. Oh yeah, let's do that. Yes, it kind of gives us a little something, but it also doesn't compete. Turn it around. Doesn't compete with the other design. So how long? And I'm just going to staple it. Okay, yeah, I like that. So that's going to go along with these others in the gold journal, maybe. Okay, so let's do, let's put these aside and let's do some other, you know, more vintagey or fun looking Christmas. I've got some other papers here and some things here. Oh, I was going to show you. I was going to try to maybe use this ribbon on one. I don't know. I may still do that. But let's get some color going. So I have these three. This was a recycled Christmas card as well. Let's do this one first. I think this is a very narrow. I wanted this tag shape, and that the widest it can be is 2.5 inches. So that's kind of small, you know, to put another block on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that this is my block. So that's the thing about tag templates. You know, you can mess them up. You can do different things without, you know, without making me feel bad. Oh, that might be nice. That's going to be really subtle again. Yeah, all right. Let's glue this down. I'm going to put this here on the mailbox. We'll hang a couple of those off just to be a little bit perverse, right? Okay, so we have our blocks. So you can see it doesn't have to be, you know, something like this. All right, now we need the band, because it's a block and a band. That might be cute, really. Oh, that's even better, maybe. We have this. I think I kind of like this. This is washi tape, you know, that's just text, book text, that I pull up from books. Yeah, trim that off, that edge. Okay. Now I got that volcano stuff going over here. I need to remember to put the lid on. I don't know. This is all just kind of slick and shiny paper, so I don't dare. Oh, I think I want... Yeah, I think I'm going to have the text side up. So I've got to use Fabri-Tac. Here we go. Let's put this across. Yeah. Now that glue kind of shows through, but it's gonna go away. Let's trim that. Yeah, my scissors are nasty. I need to do some housekeeping, I think. Okay, now what to put on there? It needs, that's too green. That would be cute. That red gives a little bit of a pop of contrast. I have these pretty stickers. They're from Hobby Lobby, and I like that. I've also got some snowflakes. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm gonna put a snowflake on there. If I can get it off. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is put I'm gonna make a variation and I'm gonna put a group of 3 snowflakes on here. We'll put one up here in a triangle because that's a good design. Yep. Trim that off. Okay, so you might not think that looks the same, but it is. We've still got, you know, the block behind. We've got the horizontal line here, and then we've got this this curvy line here, and then I've made this extra little triangle there. Let's see what I think a ribbon would be great, but this one is not white, and I think white would be best. Hang on a minute. Okay, I had to go get some white. Let me crinkle it. I crinkle it by just spritzing it with water and then smushing it a little. And of course, if I wasn't on camera, I would let it dry. But let's get this done. So now, when I put bows on like this, I really don't ever tie that initial knot, because then you have a really big, bulky mass of ribbon. I just tie the bow, and then I try to put a little glue behind it, since it's not, it doesn't have that extra tie. And I don't want the bow coming undone, so let's trim that off a little. Okay, kind of like it. You can't see the block very well. That blends in, but I think that's a cute tag anyway. Okay, let's on to the next one. This is a cute print, isn't it? And this was bought separately from this, but this is a little die cut. I've had these in my stash for, I would say, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. It's kind of thick, but it's the same picture. So I wanted to use this somehow. So let's see. You can see that now I could use this. I could use the music, and that would be good. That would be vintage, but I'm going to use this print. So let me do that. Those Santas just kind of peeking out. So I'm going to put the block a little bit to the side. All right. And I think this dark green is good. So let's do that. And we may actually need 2 because that Santa is wide. Yeah. All right. Now this paper is not slick, so I think I can just do the regular glue stick. And you can either go over that, but because that's part of the design would be to go over it. But because I have that so close to that edge, I'm going to have to come under it. All right, click this off. It would be fun to maybe put some foam under there. Let's see if I can find my foam. Okay, I can't find my foam tape, so I will just cut a couple of pieces of cardboard. That doesn't give much of a lift, but because of the thickness, it'll give a little, and it'll just make it stand up just enough. Okay, and now I think I'm going to go ahead and echo that band and maybe put this across, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. This kind of needs some texture behind it, like maybe dictionary page. Hang on. I'll just bring that white paper down just a little bit with some distress. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna quit thinking about it and get it on there. Okay, I like that. So I probably should not have popped that because now it's kind of trapped with this band, but it's okay. And I think a red ribbon here would be good. I like it. Yeah, I think it's good. And you can see the template in that tag. Yeah. Okay, last one. Yeah, okay. So we need our block. I think this one, it's just an old piece of ledger. Or there's this. That would be pretty, really. Yeah, it would. I think I like the music. Okay, do I like that side better? Actually, I think I do. Okay, get it on straight. Yes. And I do think we need a contrast strip behind, or no. See, it's got to be a contrast. So what have we got? Maybe that's enough. Nope. Really not. Let's do the red. And again, I'm going to have to do two. And I think because I kind of don't want to have this ragged, I'm going to alter the band and just put it all the way across. Do I want it up? Yeah, I think maybe let's do it at the top. Instead, I'm just going to take the band all the way across. Let's trim this off. Oops. You don't want the fabric scissors. Okay, so we've got the block and we've got the band. And now we'll do the focal point, which is that pretty holly. Yeah, that looks very vintage. Okay, we'll put that right there. And we'll put that on the top. And I'm not feeling quite the same as the other one. I don't think it needs the texture behind it. We'll just put it down. The same, yeah, I want that to go underneath. Let's pull this up and slide that underneath. There we go. Okay, now we've got one of these. Let's see if that will look okay behind there. Yeah, I think so. Okay, there we go. Let me clean this up and we'll look at what we've got. So these are the ones that are finished now. These gold ones for the gold journal. And these 3 vintage tags. Thanks for being with me. I hope this template is useful to you. Block and band, number 16. You can go look for the other 15. And I will see you again with the new project.